Welcome, America. Took a second. Why? Because we got a reveal today, or at least a partial reveal on the Odds Brothers podcast. It is episode 66 on a Friday, April 14th. Lots of things to go over today, including the debut of the USFL. That's right, United States Football League. You thought it was dead like the XFL? Well, at least it's coming back for one season anyway. 8 teams, and we'll flip a coin to see who we like in that one. XFL is about ready to end their regular season. And then we have MLB and some NBA action as well. It's all in this jam-packed episode of the Odds Brothers. Oh, Kevo! Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Welcome to the Odds Brothers Podcast. Follow the Odds Brothers Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Now here are the hosts of the show, Moneyline Mark.
I'm not a smart man.
And Point Spread Shane.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Ooh, we be back. And that's the partial reveal. No, it's not some creepy guy looking through a hole in the wall. That is somewhat a partial of Kevin. Oh, Kevo, the executive producer here on our show. Say hey, Kev.
Hello.
And you're wondering, why are we only seeing his eyes? Because we're going to have you, all 15 of our subscribers at this point. Hopefully you'll like and subscribe. The further we go down the line, we're going to slowly pull back the tape on this, and you'll get to meet and greet Kevin. Kamikaze Kevo. I think that'll be your new moniker here on the Odds Brothers.
That'll work.
And you're wondering, why is there some guy with some eyes looking at me next to Shane? What happened to Moneyline Mark? Oh, Moneyline Mark evidently got a sniff of his picks from Monday. Made him a little under the weather. So he's probably sitting on a toilet somewhere trying to get better picks coming out of here. Won't be this weekend, though. Kevin's going to take over for the pick side here on a jam-packed episode here. Remember, like and subscribe on the Odds Brothers, if you will. The more you like, the more Kevin gets revealed. How about that? Oh, how about that? So, yeah, do that when you get a chance. We'd appreciate it. Fridays, Mondays, we usually do shows around here. We're at the Southland Casino and Hotel in West Memphis, Arkansas. So if you're ever in the neighborhood, yeah, we're right across the river from Tennessee. Speaking of that, if you haven't signed up for the Betly mobile app in Arkansas or Tennessee, get a chance to do that. You have a up to $250 replay on your first bet. That's if your first bet loses anywhere from between $10 and $250 you plop down, you'll get that amount back in bet credit. It's for new accounts only. All the details can be found on the Betly.com page, and click your state specific to get all the details. Now available on the Arkansas version of the app today for those that are watching here. We do have some odds boost, including an MLB odds boost, quite a bit in the NBA. We got the play-in tournament wrapping up tonight. And then, let's see, Twins and Yankees are one of them. You be the judge, for instance. So the Yankees and Aaron Judge to both hit home runs. So basically, anybody with Aaron Judge that hit a home run has been boosted to 315 today. Twins are in town. That's at 6:05 tonight. We also have Moneyline Parlay. If you take the Astros, Braves, and Cardinals, just a flat-out win, it's been boosted from 350 to plus 380. So that's giving you some idea what's going on with the odds boost. There's also profit boost. There's also specific ones for player props. You can check them all out on that page as well. Hey, Kevo, you ready to go through some stuff?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get, I guess we're going to go through some recap, right?
No, actually, USFL first.
Okay, so since we had no games to pick
Correct.
last week, we're just going to do some picking this week. All right, Philadelphia Stars. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, there are 8 teams in the USFL. We'll just run them down for you here. They're in Philly. Memphis gets their showboats back. New Jersey Generals, Birmingham Stallions, Michigan Panthers, Houston Gamblers, Pittsburgh Maulers, and New Orleans Breakers. So that gives you an idea of the 8 teams. 2 games on Saturday and 2 on Sunday to kick off their opening weekend. Over-under on this is 38.5. And just give you an idea, the Philadelphia Stars are 2.5-point favorites. Your money line odds are minus 140 for Philadelphia here and plus 120 for Memphis. So really what you got going here, no real data to go off of. The talent in these leagues are kind of split between the XFL and USFL. And long story short, you just don't know what the hell you're going to get. So, in my mind, I'm going to assume that this will be, let's just say, power conference football. You probably have a lot of college guys that may not get drafted, but they were just out of the 7 rounds playing in these teams. That's going to be my guess. Initial thoughts, Kevo? Philadelphia Stars or the Showboats? Who do you like more at -2.5?
I'll go with the hometown Memphis Showboats.
You'll go with hometown Memphis Showboats.
Yep.
So will I. What the hell? I'm going home team underdog to kick off the USFL season. They're actually the first game slated to go off at 3:30 in the afternoon. Over under. Since I don't know the quality of these offenses, I'm going to cheat a little bit. There's no unique rules in the USFL, for instance, like no extra points. Like in the XFL, you got to go for 1, 2, or 3 point conversion. So I'm going to consider this more traditional football as compared to the NFL. And I'll take the under the 38.5. I'll do the underoo in honor of Mark.
I'll go over.
You'll go over just to be that way.
Yep.
All right. Somebody's going to get a ding. New Jersey Generals and the Birmingham Stallions go off at 6:30 on Saturday night. -230 on the money line for Birmingham here. You get almost double your money if you take the Generals. The actual line, though, is Birmingham -5.5, so they are the home team favorite here. The over-under of 40 points even. I'm going to assume somebody decided that even though the talent is on the lower end as to the professional football league, somebody thinks that this team's got a lot more of it. All the way around, 5.5. If they think it's going to be that much of a disparity, I'll go ahead and go with them this week and take the Birmingham Stallions. Over under a 40 here. Something tells me New Jersey's probably not going to participate very much, so I'm going to go underoo with the Stallions at home. What do you say there, Eyes?
I'll take the 5.5 in New Jersey. What the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell?
Yeah.
And I'll go under.
You'll go underoo as well.
Yeah.
All right, so we're both underoo on this one. Kevin says, what the hell? He'll take 5.5 in the Generals. I'll go with the Stallions. Much cooler name. Michigan Panthers and the Houston Gamblers get underway. This is Sunday action. This one's 11 a.m. Central Time, so a little early for football on Sunday. Pretty much a pick 'em game. They do have Houston as a slight 1-point favorite at home over Michigan. Your money lines, just to give you an idea, is a little weird here. So Houston is the favorite, but they're -105. But Michigan money line to win flat out is -115 compared to a -110 if you just took the point. So in my mind, the smart play here, if you got any Michigan blood in you and you want to take the Panthers, is to go ahead and get the little better odds. Go ahead and grab a point while you're at it and take them +1. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and take the Panthers +1 in this scenario. And as far as the over-under goes, 38.5. What the hell? I'll try one overoo out of all this at least. So give me the over, and I'll take Panthers with that little extra money there and the point. Kevo, what do you got?
I agree with you on the over, but I'm going to take Houston.
You're going to take Houston, huh?
Home team.
Home team? That's it?
Yep.
All right. Any idea who's quarterbacking for him?
No.
No. I don't either. Matter of fact, while we're going through the last one, I'm going to see if somehow there's rosters here. It'd be interesting to see if we can spot anybody that we would know on this one. Last game, because like we said, there's only 4 of these bad boys. USFL does not even show up on the list of stuff for ESPN. How about that? I mean, there is not one damn thing here. Let's see if it shows up in the sidebar here. You got men's friendly, F1, NASCAR, all this stuff, but no USFL. Are you kidding me? Women's softball has a place on here. No USFL. That is amazing. Okay, last one, Pittsburgh Maulers, New Orleans Breakers. They're a 5:30 start Central Time here. 37.5 the over-under, the lowest one of the 4 games. Also, New Orleans 4.5-point home favorites here. if you're looking at the money line, it's basically 2-1 you have to give up on the New Orleans Breakers. There's minus 210 just to flat out win the game. You almost get double your money with Pittsburgh. You get plus 180 here. Kevo, initial thoughts on the Breakers and Maulers?
I'll take the 4.5 in Pittsburgh.
4.5 in Pittsburgh, huh?
Yeah.
I can't do anything, Pittsburgh. Hopefully they don't have the terrible towels up in that crap hole, too. Maulers, I bet you they play in Heinz Field. We'll see. So I'll go ahead. I guess I'll go ahead and be that big dumb animal. I'll take the New Orleans Breakers. 37.5 seems pretty low. That's really a 20-17 get you there. Overruled.
Same here, over.
All right, we're both going over. Kev was taking Pittsburgh. I'm taking New Orleans. We'll see what the hell happens in the USFL, right? I mean,
who knows?
Who knows? All right, what do we got next? XFL?
Yep.
All right, XFL action. Now, we do have some action on this one. Oh, my God. We got to start with that?
Yes.
Where Mark's the only face on that dang thing?
Yes.
All right, 33-34. The DC Defenders do win flat outright. They would have got it with a 1.5 had it been the other direction here. Over under a 47. Mark actually went under, so that never went anywhere. I went under as well. My God, 67 points. Mark does get a slight ding for his pick there on the Defenders. All right, XFL reviewing again. San Antonio Brahmas. That's right, 15-17. They lose the game, but they were getting 5.5, so that's where we went. Mark went under that 40.5, so he got a double ding. I went ahead and tried the over. Not so much. Well, that's a double ding for Mark, ain't it? And one for me as well. Arlington running. Oh, my goodness. We are XFL experts. XFL experts here. 18-16. They were getting a 1.5 to boot. I didn't buy that Orlando win last week, but Arlington had to sweat it out. Over for myself and under for Mark. So Mark ends up with a double dinger there because it once again went under. Boy, I wasn't even closer. I didn't know. There we go. Next one on the thing, the Dookie alert. Yeah, so here's what we got. We both at least got the under. We both under Rue, and it went to 38 with an over-under of 46 here. But the Battlehawks only won by 4. They were a touchdown and a extra point favorite here at -7. So that gets the Dookie alert. But at least we picked the under, so that should be just one ding somewhere there. All right, and the XFL leaderboard through week 8. So 2 more weeks of the XFL, Kevo. Oh. We get rid of them. Over 6 of them I picked correctly. Mark, never really an over guy. He's Mr. Underoo by nature, so he leads in the under column. And then it covers 8 versus 6. So 19 picks correct on the side of point spread Shaney Boy and Moneyline Mark at 17. So a close one with 2 weeks to go. Plus their little mandatory 2 playoff, or their 1 week playoff and their 1 championship week to go in the XFL. Give you an idea. We're going to pick this week. Kevin's going to substitute for Mark. How about that? You're not here. You get what you get. And it might be good. Who knows? Seattle Sea Dragons 5-3 against the St. Louis Battlehawks at 6-2. So slight 1-point favorites for the Battlehawks here. Over under once again a 46. They like it. They like it a lot. Initial. Let's see. This is a Sunday 2:00 game. Let me look at the money line. -120 for St. Louis. Even money for Seattle, so that makes sense. No real spot to gain there in that regard. I've been a big Battlehawks guy at home, and if they're only going to give a point, I'll go ahead and take that in a tight contest. Seattle Sea Dragons, boy, 46. Once again, these games tend to get in the upper 30s, lower 40s, but do they get to 46? That is the question. I am going to go under-roo on this one, Kevin, and take the Battle Hawks.
I'm also going to go under, but I'm going to take Seattle and the point.
All right. So Mark and Kevo, the dynamic duo, get Seattle and the point, and we're both going under. I'm going to take my championship predicting Battle Hawks for the XFL. Vegas Vipers, 2-6, are against the Houston Roughnecks at 5-3. Another one on the road for the Vipers here. 7.5. That's kind of crazy point spread. Let's see what's going on. Houston Roughnecks is basically a 3-1 favorite on the money line to win here, so minus 300. Vegas plus 250 odds if you like them straight up. I don't know that I'd go that crazy. At 7.5, though, that makes me kind of hedge a bet here. The Vipers tend to play close games, but their offense is supposed to be a little better than it has been. I'll tell you what, I think Houston wins this, but I don't think they win by 7.5. And the over-under, give me slightly another underroo here. I think this game ends up at about a 40 spot. What do you got, Kevo?
I've got the under, but I've got Houston.
You're going to take Houston to cover.
Yes.
And we both going under in the spirit of Mark. Underoos. All right, next one on that Houston game, by the way, is a Saturday 11:30 a.m. kickoff. The Brahmas are your late Saturday game, your early evening game at 6 p.m. 1.5-point favorites over the Guardians. Basically, it's Dookie versus Dookie. Over under a 39. So Brahmas 125 or minus 125 on the money line here. 105 for the Guardians. You know, for the 1.5. I mean, I'll take the Brahmas in this one as well. I'll lay that 1.5. The over under 39. I don't think either of them can score. So give me the underroo on this one too. I'm starting to sound like Mark. Underroo.
I agree on both San Antonio and under.
All right. So the Kevo Marcellus combo. We all agree on this one. So there'll be a big Dookie emoji, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Last one on the XFL. This is your early game on Sunday, 11 a.m. kickoff. Guess they're going toe-to-toe with the USFL. It'll be interesting to see how the ratings go this week for this team or these two leagues. Biggest line on the board here: DC Defenders minus 8.5. They're also minus 375 on the money line. Arlington Renegades, even though they're a 500 team, kind of getting a little disrespected here. 310 if you like them on the money line, which obviously do not here. 41.5. I think this slightly goes over, believe it or not, but not by much. So I'm going to take the over on this game. 8.5 is a lot of points. So I'm going to take the Renegades plus the 8.5. So I'm going the other side of the coin here, Kevo. I'm going to Arlington on the road, getting the points, and the overroo.
I'm going DC at home.
Whoa.
Which I knew you wouldn't because you're...
Yeah, I can't do anything DC.
Right. And I'm going over.
The Commandos, whatever they're called, football team.
Right.
Although I'll tell you this, at 7-1, they finally got some winning program in DC, evidently. I don't know where they're playing at. Parking lot somewhere in Maryland. I don't know. But in any case, Kevo's going with those defenders. Probably going against the Battlehawks, maybe, for the championship. We'll see. And that's your XFL preview for Week 9 of their season. And before we go any further, just a reminder to like and subscribe to the Odds Brothers podcast. Got some stuff coming up this summer, hopefully, just in time for the football season to let you know if you're really good at picking games. And that Pick 6 contest that you might have heard about last time we did all this stuff in the fall, it might have just got juiced up a little bit on those steroids. Super Pick 6 coming your way. Just letting you all know now. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. All right, Kevo. What do we got, MLB?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, my goodness. This is probably going to go well. Yeah, this is a review of Monday's action.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Twinnies. I took the over in the Twins. Yeah, it landed right on 7. So not only did we get nailed with the hook on the over, it also took the Twins, and they just flat out lost 4-3. So Dookies for us on the initial shot of the MLB. Next game, Cleveland, 3-2 winners over the Yankees. Yes, however, not only did New York cover that 1.5, but we also got the under 5 to an 8.5 score. That was kind of interesting to see that game actually go. I didn't think it'd go that low. So there's one for the game, and then we did the unders as well. So thank you very much, sir. Next one, Baltimore Orioles. Both heads on that one as well. They covered the 1.5 easily there. The overs, though, for me didn't go. It's 6 to a 7.5 score there. Mark did get the under. So he got the double ding in that one. I got the single ding. Thank you very much. Next one, Houston Astros, 8-2. Just when I was going on the damn Pittsburgh bandwagon, they do this to me. 10 wins did go over, though. That's one of the few things we did get right. Mark rarely goes over. Well, we at least got you the over on that one for a single ding, but usually I'm a Houston guy. I don't know what made me take the damn freaking Pirates. Anyway, Tampa Bay, -1.5. So I got it. Well, they won the game, and that's what I said. I can't believe this game was as low scoring as it was with as horrible pitching as Boston has, Kevo, and the lineup that Tampa Bay can put against those pitchers, and you only get one run? Are you kidding me? So Mark gets the double ding, which is amazing, because I would have never. There you go.
I wouldn't have either.
All right, Philly, there we go. There's my boys. Not only did it go over, I could have just counted on Philadelphia to do it. The over-under of 8 was 15-3. Holy crap, Mark took the Marlins at -1.5. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, but for Shaney Boy, I got me the double. Yes.
But I don't know what happened to the Marlins. Sergio Alcantara is pretty much the best pitcher in the MLB right now.
Crazy, got rocked.
Yeah.
Rock it to me.
But I found out after the game that he does get hit pretty hard in Philadelphia.
Does he really?
Uh-huh.
All right, next one. Oh, Dookie's come again. Both over, both Padres, and it went under, and Mets and the Padres, and we went over. We took the Padres. Mets win 5-0. Zip, Zooty. I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going on, Kevin. I don't know if it's just the early season stuff, but for as much hype as the Padres got coming into this year, I mean, they look very average at best. I mean, I don't know if you can put a finger on it, but not just one thing to get beat, but to get beaten blanked.
Right.
I know the Mets got decent pitching and all that. I get that, but not get blanked?
Right.
Holy crap. Move on to that. Oh, no, another Dookie. Now, we did take the Braves. I'd went over or under, so 9 to 8.5. We got nailed by the hook there. Atlanta won, but just didn't cover. So we lost by a hook both ways. The dangers of that hook, baby. They're everywhere. On to the next one. Is there more Duke?
Oh, there is.
Oh, my God. No, sort of. Chicago. The Cubbies end up with a 3-2 victory. I went Mariners and under, so I got that right. Mark got the Cubs and under, so he was getting a run and a half to boot. So good job on the Cubbies there, Kevo. There we go. Next run. There we go. Those Rangers come through on those hopeless Royals, 11-2. Over was easy for me. Mark actually had an over as well. That's crazy. So we both got both sides of the equation, right? So there's one for the game and a couple for the overs, please. Thank you very much. Next one on the game, Colorado. Oh, a doublehead again. Against those Cardinals, like I said, we got hit by the half hook again. 11 runs were scored out there at Coors Field, but it came in at 11. So Mark did get the under by just a half, and I got screwed by half. So a game and a couple for Mark. How about that? There you go. Next one, the Los Angeles. Yeah, Angels lost to the Nationals. Ugh. The 10, actually, Mark actually had an over on this one. My goodness, he got it by the hook again. So at least he gets part of that equation right. Yeah. Good Lord, on to the next. Really? Milwaukee got blanked by the Diamondbacks. They were favored by 1.5. I took the over and the brew. Mark took the over and the brew. We got a big pile of crapola. Doesn't smell great either. All right, next game. San Francisco Giants against those Dodgers. I actually had the over, but I thought the Giants were going to be a little more competitive in this game. For some reason, not so much. Mark went Dodgers. Congratulations. And he went over as well, so he had a string of overs for a little bit there. Maybe that's why he's sick today. He had too much over. He got OD'd on overs. And that was it for the MLB. So far through the 7th of April, we had 41 games. Mark's leading me 39-34 in the correct department. And look at his over total. I'm a little impressed there. 11 for a guy that loves underoos. He's even got me on the covers so far on the points or the run line, 19-15. So today, we got plenty of your favorite MLB action for your, Friday. Yeah, so lots of games going in here. We going in order of their time? Probably, huh, Kevin?
Yes.
All right, so we have first game showing up at 5:40 Central, so that's a good one here between the Reds and the Phillies. Reds are getting a 1.5 at home here, the over-under of 10. Probable pitchers for... Let me go down because we're not on that game. We're on the Phillies. Thank you very much. Here, I'll try this one. That's a little easier. This little touchpad's going. Walker for the Phillies. He's 0-1 on the year. And evidently, Overton, which has not got a decision, but he has an ERA of 10. Initial thoughts, Kevin. 5-7 for the Reds so far this year. 4-9 for the Phillies. Reds do tend to play better home ball, which leads me to say I'll take the Reds in this case. Getting that 1.5 and hoping they can keep it close. And as far as the over-under goes, I'll trend slightly on the over-roo department in this game. So over in the Reds plus a 1.5.
I agree.
You agree?
Yep, I agree.
All right.
Reds and over.
Reds and over. All right, next game, Diamondbacks and Marlins coming your way here at 5:40 Central Time. If you're looking at money line on the Marlins here, they're minus 155, plus 135 for the Diamondbacks. Looking at your probable pitchers for Miami, for Arizona, you got Bumgarner and Rogers for Miami. So both of them are winless so far this year. Bumgarner got a 7 ERA, Kevo, 6 for Rogers. Not really good here. Over-under of 9 runs. What's your initial thought on this one?
It's going to go over, and I've got the D-backs winning on the road.
I do too. Good call. I got them flat out winning. So if you like plus 135, that's a chance to take there. If not, take the 1.5, which we'll do on here. And even though Miami's kind of been disappointing me with the runs here lately, I got to go under. I got to try one under-roo here, and I think this is the game to do it. Miami just hasn't been scoring lately, so I can't count on them to keep up their end of the bargain. So I'm going to take Diamondbacks with Kevo. I'm going over. I'm going under. Sorry, he's going over. The Giants and the Tigers. Giants are 1.5 run favorites. Why? Because Detroit really sucks.
Yep.
130 if you like them on the money line for the Tigers. San Fran's minus 150 here. Over under of 9. Your initial pitchers, if it matters. Manania. Is that how you say it? Manaea, sorry. That's good. He's got 4.5 ERA. And some guy named Wentz who's 0-2 already this year with a 10.29. My goodness. This is probably the game they actually win, but I'm not going to count on it.
Nope.
So I'm going Giants minus a 1.5 here, and good Lord, under. I don't know if any of them can run around the bases very well either. Giants and under for Shaney Boy.
Giants, I agree with.
All right.
I just don't see the Giants scoring. Under.
Under. So we both got the same thing on this side. All right. Cleveland Guardians and the Washington Nationals. Guardians are 1.5 run favorites here. They're 7-5 on the year. Washington's 4-9. But you saw how they slapped somebody when we went through the recap unexpectedly. Over under 9.5. Just for those wondering, Guardians money line is minus 150 at this point. Probable pitchers here. See, for Cleveland, you got Quantrill and Williams for Washington. Williams is 1-1, and Quantrill is 0-1 so far. Both their ERAs suggest 10 runs being scored in this game, Kevo, so that line over-under is really pretty solid. I'm a believer in the Guardians. I would have thought they would have had a better record at this point than what they've got, but I think that the talent still at some point will win out. So I'm going to give me the Guardians on the road, laying that 1.5, and the over/under. I'm actually going to go over in this game. I think it trends around 12 to 13 runs will be your final.
I agree with Cleveland, but I'll go under.
You'll go under, huh? All right, under for Kevo, the under-roo. And we both got the Guardians rolling in. The Twinnies and the Yankees. Yankees are 1.5 run line favorites here. They're minus 180 just on the money line. The Twins are plus 160 here. I think this might be an opportunity. Twins 9-4 on the year, which is pretty decent, but they're also 5-2 away. So they've been winning a lot away. Is it still Target Field up there in Minnesota? Yes. Yeah, so they've got a pretty impressive winning away from home right now. Yankees 8-5, but they're basically 4-3 at home so far, so they're beatable. Your pitchers, Varland for Minnesota and Cortez for the Yankees, who is undefeated so far, 2-0 with a 2.61 ERA. So that leads me to think that this game's got 8.5. That's a good line. First of all, will the Yankees win at home?
They got beat yesterday by the Twins.
They did.
11-2, but they gave up 9 runs in the first inning.
Right, and then it kind of sailed out right. Then I don't think that happens twice.
Nope.
So I think the Yankees pull this one out this time around at home, but I don't think the scoring gets higher. I think it actually gets lower. This will be an either 8 or 9 run total, I think. I could see either side. So knowing my trends, I will go under because I want to go over, but to me, underoo, I think, in this game to kind of coincide with what we saw yesterday.
I agree.
All right, so you're going Yankees and under as well?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. Next one we got Rays. Yeah, Rays and the Blue Jays at 6:07 for those keeping track. 2 minutes after the first pitch goes up in New York. What do we got here? Ooh, Tampa Bay. Only undefeated team, right, Kevo?
Yes, sir. 13-0.
I mean, that's crazy. 13-0. Only undefeated team. So, of course, they're undefeated on the road here. Blue Jays not too shabby themselves, 8-5. They're 2-1 here. Rays, obviously, 1.5. So, at some point this winning, nobody's ever win 162-0, right?
No.
All right, so nobody's ever done that. So, your next thought is, so when are they going to lose a game? Will it be at the Blue Jays? I think they've set a new record for the MLB, right? As far as consecutive wins, or they tied the modern...
Oh, they tied it.
So will they set it tonight? There's a lot of motivation to try and a lot of motivation to keep him from there. So you got Rasmussen going to the mound. He's 2-0. He's had 0. He's 0 earned runs on this dude. And then Berrios for Toronto is 0-2 with an 11 ERA. Oh my God, that doesn't look good for Toronto. Give me the Rays to set a new record, and the over/under a 9. I think this. I'll go over Rue barely. 8-2 Rays tonight.
I got Tampa and over also.
All right, we both got the Rays and the over Rue in this game with the Blue Jays. Next on the docket, the Angels and the Red Sox. Ugh, the Smell Sox. They're 5-8, 2-4 at home so far. Angels are 7-5. They are 4-2 and away, so that's why they're the 1.5 run line favorites here. The Angels are, though, even though they're giving up the 1.5, are only minus 115 on the money line. So that's not too shabby because you're going minus 110 to 115 on the spread. So if you're doing that, if you like the Angels, you might as well take them on the money line tonight because your return is going to be very negligible at best, and you don't have to worry about that hook. Red Sox minus 105 on the money line here. The over-under 9. Who we got pitching? Ugh. Well, pretty decent. Sandoval going to the mound, 1-0 so far this year with a 1.64 ERA. And Hawk for Boston, Kevo, 2-0. So if there's one pitcher that's somewhat been doing good in Boston, it's somewhat him, right?
Yeah.
He's got a 4.5 ERA. I'll tell you what, in this one, I'll take the Red Sox at home getting the 1.5 and probably hate myself tomorrow for even thinking about it. And the over-under of 9 in this contest, so that's like a 5-4 get you tied.
Which I can see that.
I can see that. So I'm going to go over Rue slightly. What do you like, Kevin?
I like the Angels.
You do like the Angels, all right? Covering that run?
Like I just said and stuff, I can see it being a push.
Yeah.
But I got to go over. I agree with you, over just slightly.
Yeah, and if I was betting this game just flat out, like I'm betting this game, I'm taking the Angels on the money line because that way I don't have to worry about that half. That run, they got to win by somebody got to win by at least 1. But I think this will be a closer contest than maybe most will give it credit for. Next one is the Orioles and the White Sox. White Sox so far at home is 1-2. They're 5-8 on the year. The Orioles 7-6. I really like the Orioles, Kevin, as a young team, but I mean, they're treading around like they probably should be. They're 7-6, 500 on the road here. Wells is going to the mound for them. 0-1 on the year, but he's only got a 3.27 ERA at this point. And Clevenger for the White Sox going to the mound. He's undefeated at 2-0 so far and a 3.48. So we got a couple of pitchers that are pretty well matched. Over-under of 9, I think, is a pretty damn good line here. As much as I like it, give me the White Sox at home here. I'll take the 1.5, and I'm going to go under-roo in this one. I don't do that often, but I'm going to go under-roo. For those wondering there, White Sox are only minus 105 on the money line. If you get the 1.5, they're minus 110. So if you think they're going to win this game outright, go money line instead of the 1.5. Kevin, what do you like?
I like Baltimore and over for the simple reason is Baltimore's only played in 3 games where they've scored combined under 7 runs.
Only 3 out of the 12, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's pretty good. It's a great time for Shane to pull his under-roo. Or what did I go?
You went under.
Yeah, that's right. All right. I need to write better. All right, next game, the Rangers and the Astros, a Texas battle of epic proportions here. Go down a little bit here. So, for your defending champions, right? 6-7 on the year?
Yes.
Not very good.
No.
3-4 at home. Not very good. The Rangers, 7-5. So that's what you're sitting at this point. 1-2 away, if that matters here. Just to get an idea. So Houston's 1.5 run favorites, 160, minus 160 on that money line. So that's a little deep. Mariners have a little higher than that. And then the over-under of 8.5. Sure, you got a stat on this. Perez going to the mound for the Rangers. He's 1-1 on the year with a 2.5 ERA. And Garcia, he got rocked his one start there. Decision, he's 0-1 with a 7 ERA. I don't see that that's going to hold all year, I don't think. So long story short, I'm going to go ahead and take the Rangers getting the 1.5 on the road. If Houston wins, it'll be barely. And the over-under, I do actually like the over-roo in this one. So give me the Rangers and the over.
I agree.
All right, we got a consensus, as they like to call it.
Yep.
All right, next game on the docket. Kansas City Royals at home against the Braves. Braves 9-4. They're 5-1 away, and then the Royals 4-9. They're 1-5 at home. They need to start refunding people money for home games. Sucking that bad. Over or under 9 runs for the game here. Morton on the mound for Atlanta. He's 1-1 with 4.3. 4.3 ERA, and Singer for Kansas City. He's got the 1 win somewhere along the line out of the 4 they had. 4.91 ERA, Kevo. Initial thoughts on the Braves and Royals here.
Well, I've got the Braves.
Okay.
And I can actually see this being like a 5-4 game.
Yeah.
6-3 game. But I'll go slightly over.
I like it. I'm the same with you. I like the Braves here, and I like the over. I think this game ends up 11-12 runs. I think it's kind of like a 7-4, 7-5 game is where I'm trending anyway. All right, next one on the docket, the Mets, I believe. Oh, no, the Cardinals. Yep, local. They are 1.5 run favorites at home against those Pirates, which I can never, ever seem to be on the right side of here. Cardinals 5-8, 2-5 at home. That's kind of Cardinal-like until they get to about what, Kevin? Late June, early July, and then they start running some games and somehow sneaking into that division winner race or that wild card.
Right.
Pirates, take a picture of this, America. 8-5 at this point in the year, 5-2 away. Getting a 1.5 here. Oviedo for Pittsburgh. Is that how you say it, Kevo? Aviado. Okay, 1-0, 3.18. And you got Woodford for at St. Louis, which he's been rocked. 0-2 so far with a 9 ERA. I'll tell you, I don't know how they came up with this line. At minus 1.5 makes you wonder. I'm going to take the shot that Pittsburgh, is this the first game of the series?
No, Pittsburgh won yesterday 5-0.
5-0. So I think this is the Pirates get right or get close game then out of the series. Give me the Pirates plus the 1.5 runs there. But with that being said, I still don't know that there's going to be a whole lot of runs scored here, so I'm going to go under.
Same here.
So you're going to take Pirates and under as well?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. American Meat. Remember, these picks are free.
Yes.
What do we got? Milwaukee Brewers and the Padres. Man, my Padres. You're making me look bad, boys. They're at home. Not that that made much difference so far this year because they're 3-4 there. 500 ball club. Otherwise, the Brewers 9-4, 4-3 away. Lauer going to the mound for Milwaukee. He's 1-1 so far with a 7.7 ERA. Wow, that's higher than I would have thought. And Waka for San Diego's 2-0. So that bodes well for the Padres, I would hope, from a pitching standpoint anyway. Long story short, this game to me seems like if there's one game that the Padres could probably cover this, it'll be tonight. So I'll go ahead and lay the 1.5 one more time with those damn Padres. And the over-under, that's a very good line. Because I can see 8-9 being the final score of this bad boy. Or total runs. Give me barely over-roo in this game.
I got Padres and under.
You got Padres and under. I see 6-3 in here. I see a 6-3 game somehow. Woo! All right, next one. New York Mets and the Oakland A's. For those even wanting to keep track of here, the A's are 3-10.
No, they suck.
2-4. Are they still playing in that dumpy restroom?
Yes.
Ball field? Okay. And the Mets 7-6. So to me, they should be better than they are. 1.5 run favorites here. Let's see what the money line says. 2-1 favorites, basically. Money line for the Mets. You get plus 180. You probably should get plus 300 if the A's somehow win this game. Who we got in this bad boy? Senga from Mets. 2-0 with a 1.59. And then you got, oh my God, Capri Leon, I believe, for Oakland. You familiar with that guy, Kevo?
No, sir.
You shouldn't be. He's 0-1 with an 11 ERA.
Ah.
And somehow he's got a major league job. Mets, if you can't beat the A's and cover the 1.5, you really need to take a look at your roster. Over-under of 8. God, I can see the Mets ripping one up here. So I'll go over just in case.
Yep, I agree. Mets and over.
Mets and over it
Yeah,
is.
because A's suck.
A's suck. The Dookie emoji. Like, should be their actual mascot. Colorado Rockies. Well, they can at least throw some runs in here. 5-8 on the year. 2-4 away. Mariners 5-8 as well. They're 2-5 at home. So you got a bunch of teams just middling around here. Somehow the Mariners are 1.5 run line favorites, and 8.5 is it for the over/under. Who do we got pitching here? Let's see. Is it Gomber?
Gomber.
All right. Colorado 0-2 with a 6.75, and Gonzalez for Seattle. He's won his one start here that had a decision involved anyway, and 4.2 ERA. So that's a 10 spot if you just go off averages. So I'm going to go over. I'm going to go with the averages here, and I'm going to take a small stab, and I'm going to say the Rockies keep it close, but Seattle probably wins by a run. Rockies plus 1.5 over.
All right.
Official pick.
I got Seattle and under, but it could go over if Colorado basically covers the over-under by themselves.
Oh, yeah?
But I don't think they will.
You don't think they will?
Nope.
So your guess on the score, if it's going under, is what, 6-3 or 6-2 Mariners or something, or a 5-2 Mariners, something like that?
Yep.
All right. Oh, looks like we saved the best for last.
Oh, yes.
The Cubbies are on the road to face the Dodgers. Ooh, that don't smell good right off the bat. But 1.5 run line favorite for the Dodgers. They're minus 165, though. Money line here. Cubs are plus 145. Over under of 8.5. Just giving you an idea here on your probables. Steele for the Cubs. One to start. 0.75 ERA. Kevin, you might know a little more about him. You can share. And Syndergaard for the Dodgers. He's lost his only start where there was a decision made and a 6. So he got rocked pretty much his one start. I don't know that can continue, can it? Syndergaard's a better pitcher than that, isn't he?
Used to be.
Used to be?
He used to be. He's had injury issues his career.
Okay. And your boy Steele?
He's a good starting pitcher. The Cubs have used him out of the bullpen previously.
So you're the Cubby man. I'll let you go first here. How you feel about your Cubbies tonight at the 9-10 game?
I'm going to take the Cubs.
All right.
And run and a half. for the simple reason is in 5 games against the Dodgers pitcher, Syndergaard.
Yep.
The Cubs are batting .330 against them. They've scored 19 runs in 5 games.
Woo! Juicy stat from Kamikaze Kev.
So, and I'm going over.
He talked me into it just with that one stat. See how very convincing Kevo can be? Actually, I do like the 1.5. So I'm going to obviously take the money line there, or not the run line, but the over-under I think does go over. So give me Cubs and over. Because I think the Cubs bats will be good enough, and I think the Dodgers bats have too much talent not to score a couple of runs anyway, 3 to 4 runs. So I think this is like a 6-4 Cubs win, potentially. I don't know you like that.
I like that.
All right. And that's your MLB, I believe,
Yes, it is.
for Friday the 14th. One last thing to go before we roll. It's the NBA. We had a couple of play-in games, I guess, on this past Monday, Tuesday. Oklahoma City and the New Orleans Pelicans. We both took Oklahoma City in this game. We both took the under, so we got part of that equation right. Yeah, and Kevin took New Orleans in the under. Womp, womp, womp. That's right. So bang away on those drums for Shaney and Marcellus. Thank you. Next one up on the thing, Chicken Bowls. Oh, with the laughing emoji. K-Dog took doubles and over. Well, he got part of it right. And the over almost got there. It came to 214, Kevin. But the Bulls flat out won. They were, 17 down, I think, at one point before the rally happened. I'll tell you, these double-digit leads in the NBA just are not worth their salt anymore. It's just crazy how often other teams come back from that stuff. Toronto being the favorites. Now, I believe they got the play-in game tonight, right?
Yes.
Against the Heat to see who goes home and who goes in as the 8th seed. So Marcellus and I took the womp, and Kevin got himself a big old ding-ding. Yeah, I know. All right, next one. The Lakers, the Fakers, and the Timberwolves. Actually, I was excited because I thought Minnesota was just going to flat out win this. 2-10, it landed right on the nut, so that was a push. But Shaney's Minnesota Timberwolves, that got you an extra ding-ding. And I only got that by a half, Kevo. Once again, Minnesota was, I think, at one point, 15, 16, 17-point leaders in the third quarter. Had to go to overtime, and it probably shouldn't have even went there because Anthony Davis had a brain fart and decided to foul Mike Conley on a three-point attempt with a 0.1 seconds left.
I saw that.
And that dude, ice in his veins for making all 3 free throws like that. I got it. The first one was a bit interesting, but the next 2 were nothing but net. So that means Minnesota's got one more game to try to get into the playoffs. The Lakers lock themselves into the 7 seed. Next on the agenda, the Miami Dukies lost to the Atlanta Hawks. We went heat and under. We went heat and over. Long story short, we all went heat and something. Kevin was the only one that at least got the under part right as it came in at 217 to a 227.5 line. Now Miami going against the Toronto Raptors for the last spot. Atlanta locked themselves in the 7th seed. They get themselves some Boston Celtics last time I checked. Last game, I think, of the 4 pack.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
Because one, did we do all 4 already?
Oklahoma. Did we do Oklahoma?
We did Oklahoma. That's right. And we did the Lakers. And we did all 4.
Yep.
Never mind. All right. So there you go. We got NBA games going for tonight on Friday. These are the last 2 before the playoffs start on Sunday itself. The Bulls and the Miami Heat get underway. That game, let me look yourself, is at 6 o'clock. And I believe that one's on ESPN tonight. Over-under of 209, so kind of a low over-under here. Typically, playoff basketball does get lower scoring. Right now, 67% of the money says take the Bulls in a 5.5, and they are trending over, which is exactly where I was thinking here. Miami just don't look in sync. I think Bulls got a lot of momentum coming back from on the road at Toronto to move here. So I don't know that Miami doesn't pull this out, but I think it's under 5.5. So I'm going Bulls and I'm going over. Give me doubles.
Doubles.
You doing the Bulls too, Kevo?
Let's see here. I believe I am. Yes.
He is.
Yep.
From above, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
The Bulls and over.
And over. All right. Not much variety there, folks. Remember, these picks are free.
Yes.
Next one at 8:30 on TNT, those Oklahoma City Thunder go on up to take the Timberwolves. Now, Rudy Gobert is expected back for this game. Also 5.5 is the over-under here. Interesting, both games do that. But the 228.5, so they expect a lot more scoring in this game, which I do as well. But I don't know about that much. 5.5, I like Oklahoma City to maybe flat out even win this game, to be honest with you. But I will take the 5.5, so I'll take both road teams tonight. Give me the Thunder. Minnesota's imploding. I don't like their team chemistry very well. Over under 228.5. I'm going to go under Rue on this one. I just see some dry spells between both teams, like I did. The Minnesota having to go to overtime and do what they did. I mean, I know they got 3 days off in preparation for this game, but I just don't see it. Oklahoma City, I think, may win outright, and if you like that, that's plus 180 on the money line. Kevin, what do you got?
I've got Minnesota and 228.5. I'll go under.
You'll go under.
I'll go under.
All right. That's the games for the play-in. Now, the first round of the actual playoffs in the NBA get underway on Saturday. Brooklyn Nets is your 4-5 game, I believe, or 3-6 game. Sorry, 3-6 game against the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers 8.5-point favorites in the opening game here. Over/under is 214.5. I know Brooklyn has trouble scoring, so right now the folks are telling you at 62% to take Philadelphia, 61% actually. And the over/under, they say that it's almost right on that nut. 51 says over, 49 says under. So that's where the current money line is. 8.5 is a lot in a playoff game, but if you're going to get a game where somebody might get dump trucked a little bit, it would be this game. But I am going to go a little contrarian here, Kevo. I think Philadelphia wins this game all right. I don't know that Brooklyn has anybody that can go against Embiid. But this 8.5 late, I think it's trimmed down a little bit. I'm going to take a shot taking the 8.5 points. And I do think this goes over, but not by much. So Brooklyn plus 8.5 and the over, but I think Philadelphia wins this game.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
All right, a double on that one. The Atlanta Hawks and Boston Celtics get underway next at 2:30. By the way, that Brooklyn and 76ers is a noon game, noon tip-off. Hawks, Celtics, your 2-7 game here. Boston 9-point favorites at home. Over/under of 230.5. 231 in this case on the screen. This is as dead even as you get, 50-50. That's where the money is going on the spread, and 51.49 on the over/under. Really good job. So people tend to play a little harder, knowing that this is for real playoffs. Scores tend to come down a little bit. So I'm going to hedge just a hair and say this game goes under. I think it finishes in the 220s. And as far as the 9 points for the Celtics, I mean, come on, this is a playoff game. Give me the Hawks plus 9. Celtics win game 1 on the road, or at home, I think, but 9 is a lot for me to give in a playoff game. Hawks and under.
I'll go Boston, and I think it'll go over.
Completely opposite, huh, Kevo?
Yep, 231. That will be 117, 114 game. Yeah.
Okay. Don't call me crazy. All right, next game. New York Knicks and Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland's 5.5-point home favorites here. They've had pretty good games, but Cleveland seems to wear the Knicks out eventually. 214.5 the over-under. First thing all about this is I like the over. Trending right now, 69% of the money agrees with the over call. And as far as the point spread, it's another 50-50 toss-up. I do think Cleveland can win this game at home. I think they got more players that have been in the playoffs more consistently. The only thing I do not know the wild card is Julius Randle in this case. What can I get from him? How much out of 100% is he with his ankle injury? If he plays like I think he can play, this will be a really good game, and Cleveland will have trouble covering that spread. If not, I think Cleveland slowly grinds it out. So I am going to go ahead and err on the side of what I think happens here, and I'm going to go Cleveland covers this wins the first game at home by 7 to 10 points, and I'm going over.
Cleveland over also.
You're going Cleveland and over.
Yep.
All right, we both ding that one. That's at a 5 o'clock tip-off. 7:30 tip-off. Probably the most fun game on the whole slate of games, either side of the conference. Golden State and Sacramento. Sacramento young, one of the highest scoring teams. No playoff experience. Golden State, plenty of playoff experience, pretty old, and have sucked on the road. That's basically what you got. So when you put all those together, they still think Golden State with that experience is good enough to be favored by a point on the road, and a bunch of folks, 71% of the money agrees with that. 238.5. It is trending over, believe it or not. 238.5. So that implies basically both teams are going to do at least 120. Mm-hmm. Here's what I'm going to go. Or my analysis, my deep analysis would say, I think Sacramento's going to be really pumped up. I think because of that, they're going to be a little nervous, and the shots won't go in as often early, which will help the under here. And then I think they get it going midway through, the nerves settle down. Hopefully they feel like they can play with Golden State, and it goes on. I think Golden State gets one of these games here. And if I recall right, I think it's going to be this one. So Golden State, I think, wins this game, the initial game, and then it's going to go under. Golden State and under, Kevo.
I'm going Golden State, and I think it's going to be a shootout, so I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I think past this game, I think it will be. I think just Sacramento may not, they'll be a little giddy. Take some wild shots and some threes and try to get the home crowd all pumped up. I think Golden State likes to run, but to a certain point on the road, they just haven't proven that they can score and win a lot. So this is a real good game, but I'm going to go with some experience in the first game and under. Kevin's going Golden State and over. All right, Sunday, we got 2 games that are known and 2 games yet to be determined. So you see these 2 games, and we'll go over the scenarios here, Kevo. Los Angeles Lakers at the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are 3.5-point favorites at home for the opener. Minus 160 on the money line. This is a 2 o'clock tip-off. America initially, let's see if I can get over to it. Will they give me any of that? They're not going as far out as Sunday. So I can't tell you what is trending. I can tell you what I'm thinking, though. Grizzlies have sat for a while, healed. Lakers probably should have lost to a very depleted Timberwolves team. And then they made a miraculous comeback, but they still had trouble putting away Minnesota. As bad as Minnesota shot in the fourth quarter and overtime, they still had trouble putting that team away. Size-wise, Memphis does not match up very well with Anthony Davis. That could be a problem, but on the same token, Anthony Davis is going to have a hard problem guarding Jaren Jackson Jr., I think, because he can take him out on the perimeter. Long story short, lots of good games. Do the Lakers win this opening one? I don't think so. I think the Grizzlies do eke this out. It'll be a great game all the way along. I think they win this game, but barely, by 4 or 5 points. Over-under, I'm going to trend under here because I really don't think either team really wants to run. I think they want to run a bunch of set offenses when it comes down to it. So I think there'll be a lot of half-court basketball in this game. I'm going under with the Grizzlies.
I've got the Grizzlies. Some of the factors are at home, and they're tough to beat at home.
And I think Memphis will be pumped up, the crowd, for this game.
And I think Memphis will pull out a double-digit lead, and then they will let us slip away.
Okay.
Like they do. And the Lakers, I mean, they're the Lakers.
And the Lakers are the Lakers, huh?
Right. They're going to score. And Memphis, I think it's going to go over.
You're going to think it's going to go over, though, huh? Yeah. All right. Next game on the thing, then. We got Los Angeles Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. Suns get the home court in this series here. They're 7-point favorites for the initial go-around. Minus 280 on the money line, though. They've kind of had their way with the Clippers lately. 226.5 the over-under. Man, I know the Clippers can get there. The Suns can get there, but can the Clippers in this case? Oh, man. I'll go ahead and take the Suns at home in this opening one and not feel great about it. I think you're going to have to sweat that one out a majority of the game. 226.5. does seem achievable, but you're going to have to hold on to the end as well. So I'm going to go barely over Rue, and I'll take the Suns, Kevin.
I'm going to go Phoenix, and I'm going to go with Mark Pengraft and say under Rue.
And you're going to go under Rue, huh?
Rue, yep.
Well, all right. Let's see here. The game yet to be determined for the 8 seeds, basically. So somebody's left to play Milwaukee out of out of Miami and Toronto. In that case, just in general, Kevin, what's your thoughts? Milwaukee's probably going to be favored. My guess will be anywhere between 7 to 9 points in the opening round, no matter which one of these teams get out of there. That's just my gut feeling. I would not be shocked if it was. I'd be really shocked if it was less than that. Not a whole shock. A lot shocked if it was 10 or 11, but really shocked if it was more than that. I think the Bucks win against either one of these teams.
Yes.
Gentlemen sweep 4-1.
Yep.
They'll probably have more trouble, in my opinion, with Toronto than they would Chicago, just based on matchups. But when I say more trouble, not like they're not going to have a problem, probably going 4-1 here.
I agree.
And
And I think the first game. I think the first game is going to go over.
well, yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they actually put that. Chicago typically is probably higher scoring average than Toronto, but not by much. It'll be interesting. I bet you that's somewhere mid 220s would be my initial guess for that one. That'll be a 4:30 game, so tune in tonight. We'll know who ends up playing them. And then the Nuggets, the 1 seed in the West, they're going to take on the winner of OKC and Minnesota. If you ask me and Kevin, that's a split, I think, right? Didn't you have Minnesota? Or did you go OKC? I didn't write what you had down. I know I have OKC in this one.
I think I'll go Minnesota.
You think you'll go Minnesota?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
here's my thought.
I did go Minnesota.
All right, if Minnesota gets in, I think it's a 4-2 Denver series win. If OKC gets in, I think the Nuggets are going to end up getting stretched out 4-3, but they'll win that pivotal 7 at home. That's how I see that anyway. I would say the Nuggets against OKC or Minnesota are probably somewhere. They'll probably make OKC probably somewhere between 4 and 7 points will be the first one at home, and the over/under will probably be a little higher with OKC, but not much. I think that over/under is like 230 to 232. Be my guess. Anyway, I don't see Denver losing to either one of those in a 7-game series, although you'll be surprised that I think they're going to have trouble blowing either one of those teams out. They both have size and quick guards that can get around folks, so I think that gives Denver a little bit of trouble. All right, those are your NBA things for today. Ladies and gentlemen, we got anything else, Kevo, before we roll out of here?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, well, hopefully Mark gets over his pick indigestion and is able to join us on Monday's show. Until then, we appreciate everybody joining us here on the Odds Brothers podcast. Like and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. If you're ever around the West Memphis, Arkansas area and around South of Casino and Hotel and want to stop by and say hi, definitely love to do that. Might even get you on the show if you're here on a Monday or Friday, and we can talk picks, smack, and anything else. You would love it. For Mr. Eyes, Kamikaze Kevin, and for the guy probably still on the toilet, Mark Pendergraft, this is Shane Bullender. We'll see you on Monday. Until then, peace out and roll that beautiful bean footage.
Thank you for listening to the Odds Brothers podcast.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Presented by the Bentley Sportsbook. Place your sports bets here from inside Southland Casino or from anywhere in Arkansas at southland.bentley.com.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Be sure to follow the Odds Brothers podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Keep in mind, in Arkansas, you must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas to bet. Please play responsibly. For help quitting, call 1-800-522-4700.